In this video, I'm going to show you how to do CC2 off of IXL and then the Desmos activity that you should be doing today. In the CC2, I went ahead and downloaded and put them in PowerPoint, 3 different problems, one of each type, because I want to be able to write on it so that you can actually see it. So I've got this in a PowerPoint, and I'm going to go ahead and we are going to see if this is linear, quadratic, or exponential. I think the easiest thing to do first is to look and see if I'm multiplying by something. 9 times nothing is going to give me 16. So I can go ahead and mark out exponential because I have to be multiplying by the same number. Now I'm going to see what the difference is in these. So the difference in -9 and -16 is that I go down 7. Between -16 and -25, I'm going to go down 9. And you can obviously use a calculator to do this. Between -25 and -36, I'm going to go down 11. And then I'm going to go down 13 for the last one. For it to be linear, I have to have the same difference. So I'm going to go ahead and cross that out. The only one left is quadratic, but let's go ahead and look at why it's quadratic. So we make sure we understand that. We are going to go down by 2 from -7 to -9. We're going to go down by 2 more to get from -9 to -11. And we're going to go down 2 more. And that last one, they are quadratic if they have the same difference the second time. Sorry, it looked like I was getting ahead there and wrote second with a T. Okay, and this should be in your notes from last week. So if you go back and look at those, that should help you out. This one was quadratic. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Once again, I like to look and see if I'm multiplying first. If I am, then it's exponential. So I can get from -2 to -4 by multiplying by 2. Let's see if that same thing happens. Can I get to from -4 to -8 by multiplying by 2? Why, yes, I can. I can get from -8 to -16 by multiplying by 2, and -16 and -32 by multiplying by 2. Since I have the same multiplication every time, that is exponential. So I just look and see, can I multiply? By the same amount. If I can, it should be exponential. Last one should be the easiest one. I'm looking to see if I can multiply to see if it is exponential, because I like to look for that first. Not going to have anything that multiplies by -69 to give me -62. There should be some decimal, but I don't think I'm going to look at that yet. Let's see what we are going down by or up by, right? Because it's getting bigger. So I go up by 7. 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 And we're adding. So if I'm going up by the same amount each time, it's linear. And that's going to be the first difference is the same. And then if you understood the rest of it from last week, you should also know that when I write my equation, that 7 would be my slope. And then this would be wherever 0 was. So we could work to find that out, but we're not working on that this week. We are just looking at what type it is. We're going to do CC2. CC3, you'll have to be able to do this, so you may want to look back over those notes before next week to make sure you're understanding that. Okay, now I'm looking at the Desmos activity that you have for this week. You can see it's 9 slides, and they are all multiple choice this week. Now when I select my answer, it will ask me to explain. You don't have to do that in super detail. Just give me a little bit of why you chose the answer you did. Mostly because if you don't choose right, that allows me to see how I can help you. But let's look at number 1 first. And actually, I want to skip that one, and let's look at one that's got an interval. So this says, intervals are notated by putting exit values in brackets or parentheses. You may remember that a bracket was that bar, so we've got a bracket in anywhere that point is included, so 0 is included here, and 7 would be a dot where they intersect. So you can see the 7's the dot here, they intersect. That's the reason it would be in the parentheses. I'm just going to do a random one of these. Let's do this one. So you're going to know the answer to slide 3. We want to know which one has a function that is a higher value on the interval negative infinity to 2. So we want from negative infinity, and remember these are just x's. So we're looking across, right? So from here all the way till x is negative 2, I want to know which graph is higher up. Is it the red graph or is it the blue graph? Well, it looks like right here, this red graph is way bigger than this blue graph. The red graph is the exponential function, so I know that's h of x. So h of x would be the higher graph. And for explaining my thinking, I could just say I looked at the graph and saw that on the negative side of the graph, the exponential function, no, quadratic function has a higher y value. And that's all that I'm looking for here. That's basically how all of these are going to be. They're asking me which one is higher in different pieces. When I get to number 7, it's asking me to put them in order. When I get to a certain point, number 7 and number 8 are like that. So if I'm looking at x is 2, that is this point right here. So they're asking me to put them in order from smallest, right, to biggest. So all I have to do is look at my way up the graph. The smallest would be the blue, and then I make my way up to green, and then I make my way up to red, because all I'm doing is growing my y value. On the last one, we really haven't talked about this much. I want to see if you know it based on what we have learned, because we talked about this when we did linear equations, when we did quadratic equations, and when we did exponential equations. We just didn't talk about them together. So I really want to see how you do on number 9, so that I can base what I'm doing next week on how you do on number 9, okay? So the rest of them you should be able to do. Number 9, I kind of want to see how we do, okay? Good luck. Do great.